What is up, guys? EJ here, back with another video, and today it's going to be my DVD update for May 7th, 2013. So I've got 9 films to show you, all from the 2000s. Sort of a mixed bag here, a little bit of everything. Some comedies, some action movies, some good movies from the past decade. So let's get started. Up first, from 2005, we have Brick, directed by Ryan Johnson and starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Really interesting sort of teen high school film noir with Joseph Gordon-Levitt trying to find out what happened to the girl he loves who's been murdered. Really interesting dialogue, totally different from any sort of teen film in the past 20 years. My man Scott Cineram, he did a much better review of this for the Movie Reviewers 100 when we did Joseph Gordon-Levitt week. So I'll put a link to that video in the description if you want to check out his thoughts on a really interesting film and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, one of the best young actors working today. Okay, up next, one of 2 Tony Scott films I picked up this week, and that's Deja Vu from 2006, of course starring Denzel Washington, Val Kilmer, Paula Patton, Andy Goldberg, I believe, or Adam Goldberg, and Jim Caviezel. Really interesting sort of sci-fi action thriller. A terrorist attack leads Denzel, who plays a detective, to this sort of high-tech, seeing into the future surveillance operation. An interesting film. I liked it when I first saw it, but didn't really love it enough to buy it like sort of straight away. That's why I sort of put it off for this long. But Deja Vu, interesting film. Okay, up next, a film from 2001 called Enigma. Really good cast. Film directed by Michael Apted. Set during World War II, about the attempt by the Allies to decode the Nazi Enigma machine. It's got a really good cast, like I said. Kate Winslet, Saffron Burrows, Jeremy Northam, and Dougray Scott. Funny thing about this edition, though, you see all the faces on the front, but Kate Winslet is under Saffron Burrows' name, and Saffron Burrows is under Kate Winslet's name, which is kind of weird. Saw this about a year after it came out. Rented it and liked it. Kate Winslet, my favorite actress, so I pretty much try and see everything she's in. I didn't really love it at the time when I first saw it, but really interesting sort of World War II thriller. Okay, up next, a fun comedy from 2006, and that's Grandma's Boy. I don't know the main actor's name offhand. What is it? Alan Covert. Very funny. Plays a stoner who ends up having to live with his grandmother and her 2 friends. One of the grandmothers is, of course, played by Betty White, and he works as a sort of a video game software engineer at a fun video game place. There he meets Linda Cardellini, who I always thought would be a bigger star by now. She was awesome in Freaks and Geeks. I really like her in this film. Very sexy, very funny. Really a good young actress, and she hasn't really done anything since this. If you don't count the Scooby-Doo movies, I really thought she'd go on to do better things. Of course, you got the guy who plays the Matrix, Neo wannabe. A fun film, basically a stoner's comedy from 2006. Okay, up next, another Tony Scott film, and sort of a big fan favorite. And I gotta be honest, I was not a huge fan of it when I first saw it. And that's Man on Fire from 2004. Like I said, directed by Tony Scott, starring Denzel again and Dakota Fanning. Denzel plays a bodyguard to an American family living in Mexico, sworn to protect the family and their daughter, Dakota Fanning, and she gets kidnapped, and he basically goes on a rampage to get her back. Yeah, it was just the sort of style of the filmmaking at the time that Tony Scott really sort of made his own in this period, which really didn't led me to love it at first. It's a good film, believe me, and I know a lot of people really like it. So that's Man on Fire from 2004. Okay, up next, a film I actually have not seen, only bits and pieces of it, and it's Secretary from 2002, starring Maggie Gyllenhaal and James Spader. Sort of the film that sort of launched Maggie Gyllenhaal into the popular consciousness. Yeah, she plays a secretary, goes to work for a law firm. Like I said, I have only seen bits of it, and the parts I've seen are usually Maggie Gyllenhaal bent over a desk with James Spader behind her. So I hear it's sexy, kind of taboo, and pretty funny. So looking forward to watching this in whole, Secretary from 2002. Okay, up next, another comedy, almost 11 years old now, and that's National Lampoon's Van Wilder from 2002, starring Ryan Reynolds and Tara Reid. Yeah, again, sort of film that launched Ryan Reynolds. Basically plays a 7-year college student. I relate to this because it took me 7 years to get through college, but I was certainly not the man about campus like Ryan Reynolds is in this movie. Yeah, fun movie, not great. I didn't love it at the time when I first saw it, but I've grown to like Ryan Reynolds in other films, especially Waiting. I love that movie, and he's great in that. Yeah, so I decided to pick it up. Of course, it also stars Kal Penn as his sidekick assistant, and he stars in the sequel, Van Wilder, The Rise of Taj, and of course he does the Harold and Kumar movies, which I love. I probably won't get the sequel because I wasn't a huge fan of that either, but I like the first one enough to get it. I'm not really a Tara Reid fan, definitely not. She's okay, tolerable in the American Pie movies, but yeah, Van Wilder from 2002. Okay, up next, the obvious musical choice for this video, and that's La Vie en Rose from 2007, starring, of course, Marion Cotillard, who won Best Actress for her performance as the great French iconic singer, the voice of a nation during World War II, Edith Piaf. Yeah, just a really good performance by Cotillard. Also stars other French actors like Gérard Depardieu, Emmanuel Seigné, a name most people might know. Yeah, really good performance by her. The songs are great. I'm a big fan of the music. Obviously, I have Edith Piaf on my iTunes, and I like to listen to it occasionally. I love. Basically, I was introduced to Edith Piaf through Saving Private Ryan. The end of that film, when they're getting ready for the standoff at the bridge, they find a little, what's that bloody machine called? Xylophone or something? That's not right. And they play one of her songs and it sort of lifts their spirits before that ending battle. But big fan of her music. Cotillard, a great actress. Been in some really good films since this. Rust and Bone I watched a couple months ago during my 24-hour movie marathon, which she was really good in. Of course, she was great in films like Inception and The Dark Knight Rises and so on. I really liked her in Public Enemies as well. Yeah, good French actress, Marion Cotillard and La Vie en Rose. Okay, last but not least, another good action film and interesting actor, if you could call him that, because I just saw him in the film yesterday. And that's Walking Tall from 2004 with The Rock, Johnny Knoxville, Neil McDonough. Basically, the small town is being overrun by a corrupt casino owner, something like that from what I remember, and The Rock handles his business. I gotta say, I saw Pain and Gain yesterday, and The Rock blew me away in that film. He was so funny, so interesting. Definitely not the usual performance by The Rock. He basically stole the movie, in my opinion. But this is a good film as well. Came out the same year as The Rundown, a film I've always liked. Or actually, The Rundown was a year earlier, 2003. I just rewatched that a few weeks ago. Good film, and Walking Tall was a good film as well. Always enjoyed The Rock. Liked him in Fast 5, and obviously he'll be in Fast 6 or whatever it's called, Fast and Furious 6. Yeah, Walking Tall, good film as well. So those are the 9 movies, all from the 2000s. Let me know if you've seen any of them. Especially, so yeah, some interesting films, good action movies, some good comedies, some good dramas. So definitely a mixed bag this week. And make sure you check out Scott's video on Brick. Much better video than this one. So thank you for watching as always, and until next time, I'll see you.
Bond. James Bond.